Hi, I am Megan McGuire with the Army Corps of Engineers. I'm a biologist for the Reno Bottoms Habitat Restoration and Enhancement Project. Reno Bottoms is a really unique and special place along the upper Mississippi River. It's 14,000 acres of some of the most pristine habitat that we have. And it really reflects what this river valley looked like before the locks and dams were put in place. There's a mosaic, a patchwork of different habitat types, including floodplain forest of different kinds. So there's higher elevation oak and hickory forests. There's lower elevation silver maple and willow.
Hi, my name is Brenda Kelly and I am a wildlife biologist. I work on the upper Mississippi River for the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. We're working on doing a project here for the premise that we're seeing some impacts to the area that's being caused by high water, long-term inundation. It's affecting our bottomland forest. We're seeing the forest suffer mortality events, and those mortality events, it has detrimental impacts on wildlife species.
Hello, I'm Andy Meyer. I'm a forester with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, St. Paul District. I work out of the La Crescent, Minnesota field office. Where I'm standing right now is in front of a patch of silver maple trees. And this is a really interesting spot because you can really see just how much water occurs within these floodplain forests. You can see that there's a white line on all of these trees, which is an indication of where the water levels were in the previous flood that this site experienced. And
I'd like to talk about two species that really utilize Reno Bottoms, and I'll start with the big one. That's our American bald eagle. The bald eagle responds to this kind of habitat because it's got the things that it needs. It's got food, it's got this floodplain forest in terms of perching, trees to perch in. Another species that I'd like to talk about is our group of waterfowl known as the puddle ducks. Puddle ducks use this area because they're feeding in shallow waters. They feed on the surface of the water. And it's not only for the wildlife, though. I think it's also can be looked at, it's important for us. And not only myself or you, but the other people that might come here to utilize this area. And some of those recreational users are waterfowl hunters. We have bird watchers that come to this area and respond to the species of birds that they're going to use their binoculars to view. And so it's important for wildlife, it's important for us, and it's certainly important for our future generations.
Well, hi, my name's Kirk Hansen. I'm the Mississippi River Habitat Coordinator for the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, and we're out here at Reno Bottoms today. And you know what makes Reno Bottoms so special is just the mosaic of habitats that we still have out here that are pretty typical of what the pre-lock and dam conditions were out here. We've got the wetlands, we've got the backwaters, we've got the side channels and sloughs, and that diversity of habitat really is what drives the diversity of fish and game and forests that we have out here.
So Hallie Rasmussen, Upper Mississippi River National Wildlife and Fish Refuge. So right behind me here is the start to the canoe trail that winds through this beautiful part of the Mississippi River backwaters, and you can go anywhere from 3 miles to 14 miles on this river. And the Reno Bottoms is really unique in that it has that floodplain forest, which offers the nesting habitat for the prothonotary warbler, which is a really unique bird and is really, it's more common in this area, but that's because you've got this floodplain forest, which they need to nest in.
Local organizations and the public are really important partners. So as we're working on this project and identifying the problems that we want to address and some of the techniques and actions that we can do to try to both protect and restore this area, we are asking for your feedback, your input in terms of what are the important resources to you. And do you have ideas for us as we're working on coming up with a project that will protect this area for the next 50 years and ensure that Reno Bottoms remains a unique treasure on the upper Mississippi River.